Hello students, let's continue with the part 3 chapter 4, the second of the three spirits. Scrooge's nephew Fred laughed loudly and his face turned red from laughing so hard. His young wife also laughed just as much and their friends joined in too, laughing happily and loudly. Fred said he called Christmas a humbug. He is telling about Scrooge. Here, humbug means something fake or nonsense. Hearing this, Scrooge's niece means Fred's wife replied seriously, "Shame on him, Fred." She was angry and spoke with indignation, means strong anger. Scrooge's niece was very beautiful woman. She had a sweet dimpled face with tiny dots on her chin. When she laughed, those dots seemed to come together in a lovely way. Her eyes were bright and cheerful, the happiest eyes anyone had seen. Overall, she was a very attractive lady. Fred said with a smile, "He is a funny old fellow." He meant Scrooge was amusing in a strange way, even though his attitude was not always nice. Then Scrooge's niece replied, "Yes, I know he's rich, Fred. You always say that, but what use is that wealth to him? He doesn't use it to help others. He doesn't enjoy it. He is not even happy with what he has. He doesn't get any joy by thinking proudly, 'Ha ha, I am rich, and he is never going to help us with his money. We were just his relatives, nothing more.'" Then she added, "I have no patience for him." Her sisters and all the other women there agreed with her. They all felt the same way about Scrooge. Fred gently replied, "Oh, but I do feel sorry for him. I can't get angry with him even if I try. You know why? Because he himself suffers from his bad whims, means suffer sudden selfish wishes. He decides in his mind that he does not like us, and so he refuses to come and join us. But what happens because of that? He loses so much in life, all the joy, the fun, the warmth of being with family." Scrooge's niece suddenly said, "Yes, I think he is missing out on a very delicious dinner." Others in the group agreed with her. They all knew it for sure because they had just finished dinner and were now sitting happily around the fire enjoying dessert by the soft light of the lamp. "Well," said Fred, continuing what he wanted to say. "Go on, Fred," said his wife, clapping her hands joyfully. "He never finishes what he starts to say. He is such a ridiculous, funny, silly fellow." Fred began laughing again, and soon the entire group was laughing along with him. Fred then continued seriously, "I was going to say that the result of Scrooge disliking us and not celebrating with us is that he is the one who misses out. He loses all the happy moments which could actually bring him joy and do no harm to him. I mean to go visit him every year, or not, because I feel sorry for him. He might keep calling Christmas a humbug all his life, but I think he can't stop himself from feeling just a little better if I go to him every year happily and say, 'Uncle Scrooge, how are you?' And who knows if he finally decides to leave some money for his poor clerk in his will, like £50, then it will be a great thing. Actually, I think I managed to shake him up a little yesterday." The group laughed at the notion, at this idea of Fred shaking Scrooge. But since Fred was always cheerful and kind hearted, he did not mind being laughed at. In fact, he enjoyed the fun with them and passed around the wine bottle happily. After they had their tea, they enjoyed some music. It was a musical family. Scrooge's niece played the harp beautifully, and along with other tunes, she also played a simple and sweet tune that Scrooge's sister, Fred's mother, used to whistle when she was alive. As the evening continued, Everyone enjoyed music for a while, but they didn't spend the whole time on it. After some time, they started playing games, which was something children enjoyed. And even grown ups had fun, especially during Christmas. Scrooge was watching everything and was deeply touched by how happy and united everyone seemed. He wanted to stay longer, but the spirit reminded him that they had to move on. Then Scrooge said, "Here is a new game, just half an hour. Spirit, please." Only one game. The game was called Yes and No. In this game, Scrooge's nephew had to think of something, an animal, person, or object, and the others had to guess what it was. By asking only yes or no questions, Fred could only answer yes or no to each question. The others asked him many questions quickly, like a fast sound round of guessing. They started asking, is it a live animal? Is it a wild animal? Is it a dangerous one? Does it growl or grunt? Is it found in London? Does it walk the streets? Is it a show animal? Is it a horse, cow, dog, tiger, or bear? With every funny and strange question, Fred laughed more and more. Finally, his sister in law, Fred's wife, shouted with excitement, "I have got it. I know what is it, Fred." Fred asked, "What is it?" She replied, "It's your Uncle Scrooge." And yes, that was the correct answer. Everyone laughed at the funny comparison between Scrooge and a strange animal. Then Fred said cheerfully, "He has given us a lot of merriment, meaning fun and joy. So we must not be ungrateful. Let's raise a drink to his health," as he picked up a glass of mulled wine. It means wine mixed with sugar and warm spices. He lifted it and said loudly, "Uncle Scrooge." Everyone shouted together in a loud, rough voice, "Uncle Scrooge." Fred Scrooge's nephew cheerfully said, "A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year." Fred cheerfully said, "A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, no matter what he thinks of me. He may not accept my wishes, but still I'll say it, Uncle Scrooge." At this moment, Scrooge, who had been silently watching, felt happy and light-hearted, meaning cheerful and warm inside. He wished he could stay longer, but suddenly his joyful scene disappeared like a puff of wind, and the spirit and Scrooge were on their way again. Now they visited many homes, both near and far. In every house, something good happened. The spirit stood beside sick people, and those sick people became cheerful and hopeful. In homes of people from faraway lands and in struggling families, the Spirit gave them peace. Even poor people became calm and blessed. In sad places like jails, hospitals, and poor houses, where there was misery, meaning deep sadness and pain, the Spirit left behind a feeling of hope and taught them the values of Christmas. It had been a very long night. Something strange was happening. Scrooge himself looked the same, but the ghost seemed to grow older and weaker as the night passed. Though Scrooge noticed it, he did not say anything. After leaving a children's party, Scrooge looked at the ghost and saw that its hair had turned grey. Scrooge asked, "Do spirits live such short lives?" The spirit replied, "Yes, my time on earth, called the globe, is very brief, means short. My life ends tonight." "Tonight?" asked Scrooge in surprise. "Yes," said the spirit. "Listen carefully. The time is coming soon." Then something shocking happened. From under the spirit's long robe, it brought out two children. These children looked wretched, meaning in a very bad condition, abject, very unpleasant, frightful, scary, hideous, very ugly, and miserable, full of suffering. They came near the spirit's feet and held on to its robe. The ghost suddenly pointed out and said, "Oh man, look here." Scrooge looked and saw two children, a boy and a girl. He was shocked and horrified, very scared and disturbed. He asked the spirit, "Are these your children?" He was so shocked that he couldn't say anything more. The spirit looked down at the two children sadly and replied, "No, they belong to mankind, all people." Then he explained, "This boy represents ignorance, meaning lack of knowledge. And this girl stands for want, meaning extreme poverty and need." Scrooge, deeply upset, asked, "Don't they have any refuge, a safe place to stay, or resource, any help or material to survive?" The spirit gave a very serious and sharp reply. He used Scrooge's own harsh words from earlier in the story to make him feel guilty. The spirit asked, "Are there no prisons?" And then again, "Are there no workhouses?" Meaning, you once said poor people could go there. And now, what do you say seeing these helpless children? So, students, this is the end of the chapter, and exercises we will do in the next video. Thank you.